Roscoe. How did it actually spin? It looked like it was odds on to end up in the small grandstand down that Australia post end, and you have a look at it. When we see it in a minute, you'll see Milne here. Over the top she goes. Watch the swing on the ball. Good work. And have a look at that wobble back. Can you believe that? Anyway, good result.
Another pretty good opening. And it's the Cats. After the good work from Street, I'll keep pumping him up. Don't you worry about that. Harding on the left boot. Is that the answering snap? Goal for goal here at Northport.
Well, there's a lot to like about Leigh Harding. No question. Roscoe mentioned earlier his good form the other week. And that was a beautiful left foot snap from the young bloke. They set this up nicely. Geelong.
Oh, nice old throw.
Just bounced out of the hand. From Bannockburn, Leigh Harding, Roscoe.
Nice wines down there, Phil. You've tasted, obviously, some of those?
Yes, of course.
Nice sheep down there, too. Up goes Tran. He won that one. Well, umpire calling it for Jason Heatley. Kicks well again, Trianides. He must named as rover. Must be one of the biggest rovers ever in VFL football. Monkhorst had hands on it.
Yes, although is he bigger than Buckley, who was named rover in the All-Australian team?
No, perhaps not. You think the move of Monkhorst at full forward, Phil, is a good one?
Well, look, it's doubtful that he could really run around the field, so you might get something out of him playing. When I say that he go the journey, you know, and I mean he's just really in the twilight, isn't he?
He'll get his crack at Street, I would imagine, at various stages in the game.
Yeah, they've thought they'll start him in the square. The answer is, Ross, if they don't get it down to him, he doesn't take a couple of marks early, well, it's been a pretty ineffective move, unless it's spilled and they've got some opportunities out of it.
Lowther off to Street now. Street. Not a bad kick up towards the half-forward line. Hazelwood off the ground. Did well, Hazelwood. Found Heatley. He goes to Baker. Plenty of body work here. And is that a free kick going to the Cats, I think? It's against Heatley for some reason, according to the umpire.
Umpire Matthew Head declaring that. Not a bad crowd in now. A lot of people rolled in right on 2 o'clock.
Raw ball went up before acceptances. Plapp took the mark anyway.
He's got the job, I think, on Baldwin.
So a lot of senior experience for Plapp. Blake maybe just chipping it in to Hope. Pops it pretty high. Elliott is the target. Oh, nice hands. Just edging it. Foster underneath it. Played well on Monday night, centre-half forward. Tim Elliott. Stop-start footy, not a good kick. Milne will have to go the spoil. He did it all right. Cowell. Ling. Body strength, trying to crash through. Got a doubtful hand pass away. Brown. Lindsay with a high kick. Hope spoiling at the back. All right. Quick work, Baker. The 1-2 with Blake. Baker. Oh, poor kick. Gives it to Arnott. Lynch, I should say. Tristan Lynch.
Lynch got himself in a bit of a corner there. Eventually the kick worked all right. It came to Cal. Cal goes in towards the centre of the ground. This is Snell, who offloads down to Arnott. He's a big, booming kick, Simon Arnott. That might go all the way. Oh, it gets a cruel, cruel bounce. And back there to force it through is one of our favourites for the Saints, Ollie Tran.
Yes, well, Arnott there didn't even get that ball away neatly. It didn't spin well, but it covered a big distance. Probably went about 55 metres. Bounce was against him.
Mitchell off for the Saints. Trianides. Watched by Harding. Heatley. Young again the target. Corey spoiling. All over Young, who's holding. Pushed forward by Trand. Chasing him, Baldwin. 2-on-1. Corey and Baldwin do well. Good combination. Finding a man in Paul Lynch. Half forward flank, centering it to Mooney. Oh, just got there. Good hands. Peter Street from 60 to the square. Ling is there, and Plapp Ling. And Geelong have their second, and they lead by 10 points. Pretty strong work there by Ling. Phil.
Yes, Roscoe. Well, we know they've got a power-packed forward line. Some very good players down there. You look at the likes of Mooney and Baldwin and Ling, they really occupy you. And up in the midfield there, you saw Mooney was one of those, and Street's long kick. And Ling just too strong for Plapp there. Plapp, of course, has the job. Had the job, he's still got the job on Baldwin. So just why he was on Ling, I don't know.
Well, strong work from Baker for the Saints out of the centre. That was good play, and he heads to the half-forward line. Oh, that's a free kick to Stephen Milne. Be creative for younger half-forwards. Been called to play on, shaped to get rid of it. Oh, he does well. Centering kick for Monkey. Oh, he got there, the big fella, but he couldn't hang on. Lindsay with his problems. Here's try and 80s for the Saints. Lovely smother. I'll get a second crack at it. Brown, beautiful pass to Young.
Well, that was really threading the eye of the needle, Rob, wasn't it? We got a good vision on that. He had to just swing it past a couple of players. A bit of almost a googly, wasn't it? Have a look at this. Just in through the gap. And he finds Young.
Did it well.
Super kick.
It was a super kick. He didn't have much time. And Matthew Young, directly in front, has kicked the Saints' second goal. This has all the hallmarks of a pretty good contest.
I can just picture Phil with a, you know, turban on and impersonating Bish and Beatty in the backyard, bowling googlies.
I couldn't think of any other way to explain it, Roscoe, other than say maybe it wobbled a bit. But you saw Monkey there. He got the hands on the ball, Roscoe, but he didn't hold it. But there was that wobbler, the googly.
The googly. Yeah, they normally hit the deck, though, the googlies. I think you should go for a little Steve Waugh in-swinger.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just that Young got it before it bounced.
It was a full toss.
If he hadn't done that, I would have been able to explain, Roscoe, why it was a googly.
Back in the centre square, and the catch. Lynch all written into the ground by Baker. Back over the Saints defenders, Corey. Kicks long. Mooney's there. Oh, he gave away the free.
Push on Heatley.
Against Heatley, Phil?
Yes, it was played against Heatley. Heatley's there asking why.
Gee, Mooney gave a bit of a push too, I thought. Maybe he was just ricocheted from Heatley's push. We might see it again. And
well, I just... There's how much in it? Well, you know, that's what the umpire sees, and he reckons it's a push. Looked like it from here, didn't it?
It did look like a push. I think Mooney exaggerated it.
He certainly did. The old staging, Ross, which is all part of football. They even do it in the amateurs, no doubt.
They do indeed.
Do it everywhere. Should get penalised for staging, really, shouldn't you?
Mooney. Oh, it won't come back. So they're missing a few opportunities. 2-5. 7 shots to 2.
I wonder if Robert Hughes has tuned in, Roscoe, before he goes to air tonight with his Beyond the Fatal Shore. He likes VFL football. I bet he'd love nothing better to sit on the terrace with the, or on the grass with the blanket on the back, under the backside, sipping a coldie.
Chardonnay.
One of those Bannockburn ones we were talking about earlier, perhaps. Oh, this has opened up for the Saints. If Cranage can get up, which he does. Did well. Now he's on his favoured left. And he goes to Monkey. Oh, yes! Oh, the 1990 Collingwood Premiership Ruckman. 10 years later, still going around and strutting his stuff.
Is that right? Did he play for Collingwood, the big bloke?
Did indeed.
Yeah,
and what a champ he was for a few years.
Well, that's the mark that we were waiting for. The script said he had to take one, Rob, didn't it, in the first part of the early part of the game. He's had the hands on a couple, missed the last one. Well, you've seen a lot of him. Kicking style.
Oh, absolutely no doubt. Absolutely no doubt.
A decent pair of legs to propel that ball with.
Already marked it in. Damien Monkhurst from 35 metres has just about missed the lot, has he?
Well, maybe he rang crackers this morning, Phil. He's missed that one. They do talk a lot. From, what we hear from Crackers, talking to Lynn Holtan on Friday morning.
Yes.
Seriously, he's normally not a bad kick at all. He set shot.
From that distance, you'd reckon he'd put it through. Now, have a look at how the kick-ins here. You've got the zone defences out on either side, down the line, about 4 on either side, and then a cluster down the middle. See where they go.
Bit of solid work off the ball. Kranich wanted to go.
Was off.
2 men to take it. 1 down. Oh! Slipping was Cal, and he's touched an old player. Well, that was poor play by Cal, who just slipped and allowed an easy shot at goal by Elliott. So, a bit slippery this morning.
Well, the kick-in was bad too, Ross. It went straight to the zone, didn't it? Straight to the St Kilda zone, because he went long, whereas most sides tend to go short, more like that.
That was a bit better, because he got it to Lindsay and put it onto his left side of the body, which enabled him to play on and then get it to Ling. But Ling dropped the mark and that's got the second attempt over the line.
Exactly, and that, of course, rules out the mark. Must be taken inside.
So it'll be Street and Tim Elliott here. Won by Street. It was a bit too fierce for his rover there. So the Saints can bend it around the corner. Blake, wasn't a bad kick. Here they go again. It's Moyle, round the corner, no one there. And backing back and taking a good mark for the Cats is Tyson Hay.
Switching play out to Tristan Lynch. Cats running. Well, Lowther went down. He's got it. Now he's lost it. Fiddling about with it. But running in trouble was Wolf. I don't know if it was a correct disposal.
Probably wasn't, but it's interesting that Wolf, how he charged at Tristan Lynch. Lynch stood his ground and then he threw the ball up. You watch this. He charges into him, then he throws the ball up. So in a way, he probably deserved to be penalised, you know.
It wasn't. Created the free himself.
Yes, it did.
Kept in
Too
by
smart by half, Roscoe.
Carroll. Cats going forward. Mooney. Big Peter Street. Looks for an option. Kicks it long, pushing and shoving Paul Lynch with his opponent was good. In strong at the ground, at ground level. Plapp, well through the Ivan Needle, switching play.
Good running.
Was a good kick and a half volley.
Centre.
Trinides. Oh.
Idea was good. Execution not so good, Roscoe.
Cats with the numbers. Corey. Again bangs it in, but Monkey's in the hole. Ooh. Strong mark.
So Monkey's now having a run on the ball. And here come the Saints. This is Hazelwood. He'll get onto his left boot. Plenty of time in the centre of the ground. Good kick. Here's a chance for the youngster. It's Milne.
Beautiful play.
Beautiful play. What a goal from the young Milne.
Gee, that was smart, Rob. That's his second for the quarter, and didn't he just dance around like Fred Astaire on that occasion? Put the ball out on the hand, and yes, that'd rank as one of the power plays. The TXU power play gets $100 in his kick to put on the bar for the boys. Roscoe, let's see him go. Gets around the one, decides on another one. And oh, Rob, that is very smart. I think you saw Paul Corrigan there just stand and shake the head because he got outsmarted.
Yes, played well against the Zebras, 2 already. The former Stingray, but now the Cats. Harding, little chip, deft to O'Brien. That was good. And Danny O'Brien, dare say his first possession, perhaps.
Well, this shapes up as one of the highest scoring finals we have seen down here. Yesterday wasn't too bad in the end, a reasonable score. Line by the winners, Carlton.
So it is the second possession for Danny O'Brien. And a handball. Well, last week in the Cats win over Springvale in an elimination final. Cats trail by 3. Now they lead by 3.
Well, you'd wonder, Ross and Rob, wouldn't you, about which side can actually get the ascendance. You know, yesterday, Robert, sort of looked like Willie were going to be in a bit of trouble, didn't it? We could see the cracks opening, whereas today, they're pretty even, aren't they? They're able to match up on the talls around the ground. And so it's really, I suppose, going to be which of the mid-sized running players get the ascendancy. Time will tell. Peter Banfield. And a bit of a yarn there, Roscoe. I wonder what he's saying.
Harding going off. He's been pretty creative. Clark on. Harding all part of, I suppose, of the rotating midfield, just to give them a quick spell and freshen them up.
Well, he's, you know, he is one of their top-up players, isn't he? Leigh Harding.
Yes, he is.
So, probably just easing him through the game. But it's a good one. It's a tight ground, this.
And it's a tight contest, importantly. And we're about due for one in the final series. As Arnott just bangs it forward. Oh, who was that? O'Brien did very, very well. Oh, this is clever play from the young Cats. It's ended up with Joel Corey. He goes long, street backing back. That won't be good for him. He keeps on keeping on, though, and forces it over the line.
Now you see,
a good kick.
That's right, Rob. In that contest, you've got a bloke this tall. You've got to put the ball high in the air, and you've got to give him a chance to set himself up. Once he's under the ball, he's gone, because they'll push him. They'll just edge him out of the contest.
Street reaches over the pack. O'Brien. Quick hands to Tim Clark. Oh, Lindsay thought about it.
He did too, Ross, didn't he?
Thought the better of it.
Is it play on if you think about it? Only if you do it.
It's very
sometimes
subtle move off the line.
It is, isn't it? Sometimes they give you a play on because they think you've thought about it. Or you've given the impression you've thought about it.
Why?
Umpires head straight onto you.
Yeah, don't settle thought, word or detail, especially on Sundays. Lindsay.
Oh, have a look at that, Roscoe. That's just about landed on Stan Petty's Ford, what is it, a Fiesta?
I think it's a bit like that. Is that a trivia question?
Yes, it is.
Yes, all correspondence to Phil Cleary.
Nice little car. Someone will get it for a runabout for a week.
All right, well, Monkey's the target out here for the Saints, and almost did enough. Lindsay's spoil late was good. Oh, Brown was clever on his wrong side. Lovely kick. And Milne has it, and there is a chance to kick his third.
Tell you what, Tony Brown showed a bit of dash there. He was quick off the mark, and the kick was super, and Milne slipped into the right spot.
Just a couple of quality touches for Brown. And Milne, oh, that's an awful kick. Won't even make the distance, and a golden opportunity has been blown here, and Corey Enright can use it well now for the Cats on the rebound. Gets it to Tyson Hay. Hay up to Arnott. Oh, he needed to take that mark. If he did, he was away. Now it's a real contest with Hazelwood charging at it. Monkey arrives and does well, the big fella. How about that? Over to Baker. Baker gets in and out of trouble, then back into it and out of it. To centre half forward, Elliott late on the scene. There's three Cats here, and one of them is Joel Corey.
Having a good game. Kicks long. Oh, look at the space. Simon Arnott. Well, he doesn't miss. Got the distance. Back to 10 points, the lead for the Cats.
Well, people say, how does a man get on his own like that? He'd been involved in the last piece of play, and the Saints took the ball out, and because of the mistake, Corey took it, and look at that, and you could just see on the right of the screen, Rob, where the Saints players were. They got caught, sucked up into that play, and didn't drift back, thinking when they attacked they'd win possession. So that's how the ball moves in modern football.
Well, a couple of goal turnaround there. Milne really should have kicked that goal, and wasted opportunity, and at the other end the Cats score. And they'll come forward again through Cal. Wobbly sort of a kick. Baldwin charges at it, lost it. Traianides. Doesn't panic easily, Traianides. That's a free kick to Brown, surely. And that was a little crude. And there are plenty of Saint supporters here as we have another look at this. Yes, Lynch really had absolutely no intent for going for the footy.
It was rather silly, wasn't it? could have got himself into trouble.
So Brown, he's not a very long kick, is he? Went looking there for Plapp. Sam Cranage will want to wheel around on the left, will he? Did that go out? Yes, according to the boundary.
Yeah, I thought I was watching Sports Tonight and waiting for the judiciary of the rugby league. Lots of tackles like that.
Yes, is it a grade 1 or a grade 2? They do things a bit differently up there.
Elliott in front of Lindsay. Oh, Ling almost had his fingers taken off. Foster, gee, follows up fast. Look at that, great play, Foster. The hand pass missed a target, but he's got great acceleration, Phil. Daniel Foster.
Yes, plenty to like about him, Roscoe. Well, look at that. 10 shots at the goals. Geelong, 5 to St Kilda. They did have the ball in. It seemed a bit more. Missed a couple of chances that were real sitters. But nevertheless, we've got a tight game here. The conditions. So it's 17 inside 50 to Geelong and 11 inside to the Saints. Paul Field gives me those stats. I thought that'd be pretty well how it was. They could have got more opportunity, more of those balls through the big sticks. We've got two pretty good sides here. They match up well in each of the back halves, Rob. Going to be a question of those midfielders and whether they get on top. We know it's a tight ground, but they're kicking goals, so it should be a very, very good game.
Yes, and really one that impact on the game because they do look very evenly matched. It's the young Cats with a few old heads and St Kilda in a similar boat, although I suspect that they have a few more players who have been around the block just a tad more than the Cats. Milne's been brilliant with 2 goals, kicked a wonderful goal his second, and Young's kicked a goal, and all singles for the Cats, Arnold O'Brien, Ling and Harding. So at quarter time here, good start to this first semi-final with the winner through to play North Ballarat in the preliminary next weekend. It's the Cats by 10 points at quarter time.
I've never met anyone like you. You're intense.
Quality drama on the ABC these days, and yes, you can see Grassroots tonight at 7:30. Let's hope that we get some quality drama here this afternoon in the VFL, Phil Cleary, and all the indications suggest that we just well may, because we've had a quality start. The Cats are up by 10, but at quarter time we're going to go into this St Kilda huddle and listen in on Peter Banfield, and Peter, I'm sure, would also be pretty keen on the big job that's on offer down there with the departure of Tim Watson. So let's eavesdrop and see how he goes.
Monkhurst, Milne, Ollie, Bates, Rhino. Just wherever he goes, you just go and sit. Some of our pressure has been very, very good. Right? Working the forward line has been very, very good. I said to you that before the game that every time they get the football, we've got to make sure we put strong physical pressure on them. They go to the ball, they get it, we've got to tackle them strongly. Our pressure's been very, very good. All right? Our forwards are working hard. Just got to make sure when the ball comes in, we kick the ball, we open our eyes, we kick the ball in the correct spot. Just a couple of times when we came in, right, we just had targets fat side. Okay, it just didn't look quickly enough to hit our target. Let's make sure we get on top around the stoppages. We're just allowing them, okay, they kick 1 goal from a stoppage. We've got to be stronger when the ball is in a stoppage so that we win it. So we've got to make sure we organise ourselves and we hit the ball at the correct spot at the right time, critical moment. We work inside, we're strong, we work the ball out. We have to make sure we dominate the stoppages. Come on. All right, we've got to make sure that we're organised, Brownie, organised, right, so that we get representation all around that correct spot, so that we can run the football out. We can't allow them to score goals from stoppages. We just need a little bit more composure, and we can hold the footy. I just want you to run in. Be more relaxed, right, more composed when we get the footy. A couple of times, just overuse the football. When we get the football, all right, we want to go bang, we've got to use it long, quickly to our targets. Trigger, just over here, mate, I'll just sit before the game, no forward handballs, you get it. Your skill, you've got to be looking to kick the ball nice and long. All right, got to be looking to kick the ball nice and long. We must maintain our work rate. We've got to work harder, got to work longer. Come on. And we've got to start working a little bit more for each other. I said before the game, communication, eyes, ears, voice is going to be critical because of the way they rotate. So you've got to help each other out. And if you're in doubt and you haven't got a man, you've got to be saying, shit, where's the loose man? I've got to go and pick him up. I've got to go and pick him up. So when they get the ball, we are accountable and we are putting strong physical pressure on them. We need to bust the game open this quarter by making sure we win the ball and run. I want you to run and run and run and take them on because we've got the targets in our forward line. We've got to get the ball in there quickly to give ourselves a chance of kicking some goals. Come on.
So there's St Kilda coach Peter Banfield revving up the troops at quarter time. He was pretty emphatic with a lot of the instructions that he dealt out here this afternoon. Number 9, of course, is Damien Monkhurst. And let's have a look at some highlights now of what was an entertaining first quarter. Mitchell gets it out here towards Milne, and the youngster does well with a wobbly little left foot snap that finally makes its way through.
Yeah, well, he's kicked those 2 goals, Rob, and of course he missed one. He's a 20-year-old Milne. He's got a bit of potential. Just got to tidy up on a couple of aspects of the game. But, yeah, look, both sides match up well in the forward half, so they can manage the talls. Geelong win over power. Geelong to 11 of the Saints. That was one to Brown, wasn't it? That Young, I should say. Young finishing the goal off. But they've found enough space to both the sides, haven't they? Because yesterday's game was very close and physical, wasn't it? Tight. And there's the big monkey with that grab we've been waiting for. And you'll see Milne here with, which is what we reckon is certainly in there as the TXU power player today. So good start. 3 goals to the Saints, 4 to the Cats, and you see the kick.
Here's something off the ball, and it's going to Paul Lynch. Before the ball had even been bounced in this second quarter. And I don't think the siren's even gone. So that's something I've rarely seen in football, a free kick before the siren.
Hey, Ross, was there a siren?
No, there wasn't, Phil. But there was a bit of holding on there. I'm not sure it might have been Blake or Pitts on Lynch.
Done a Frosty Miller.
Yeah, you would recommend that. But while we're lining up, Ronnie Watt, pretty keen, very happy. Thought St Kilda might have been cheating a bit. I think they're very pleased with their start. Lowther's got the job on Milne, who was a worry, and Tyson Hay on Matthew Young to try and keep those 2 quiet.
All right, thanks. And there's the sort of the cursory siren going. Just a bit of a toot, really, more than a siren. But here's Lynch. Oh, it's all happened here today. The reserves were 20 minutes late. Lynch has kicked the goal, Phil Cleary, without the siren and the ball even being bounced in the second quarter.
Well, look, Rob, I can tell you that in 1971, Frosty Miller kicked a goal before the siren in the big VFA Grand Final. And Preston went on to, Danny went on to win that game by 6 points against Preston. And this year, Frosty Miller has been honoured with the goal-kicking, in that the goal-kicking award in the VFL will be named the Jim Frosty Miller Medal. So maybe that's a nice little reproduction.
Indeed. 16 points the difference. And finally, when we do get a bounce, it's the Saints out of the centre first. But it's a Geelong mark on the last line of defence.
Footy's a funny game. And who said the ball? It's just the ball that's funny. Goals before the siren. Dear me. I wonder who spotted it. Probably the goal umpire sent the carrier pigeon up.
Let's go, Paul!
Well, Arna took a long time there and eventually decided to go out towards the wing. Tristan Lynch could have taken that mark. In here is Plapp, playing across half-back today, Justin Plapp. Although Tim Watson thinks he's got a bit of a future as a half-back flanker. Now, the winner of this one through to play North Ballarat in next week's preliminary final. And Matthew Young, who's been a great St Kilda player at various stages throughout his career, playing with the VFL, trying to re-establish himself. Here's try and Needies. Gets it off now towards Pitts. Pitts goes short. Monkey got there on the half volley. Good hand pass. Milne for number 3. Yes, indeed.
How's he going? Here's Timmy Watson. It likes Stephen Milne's performance from the Dandenong under-18s. And Essendon reserves, it says in my little record there, Roscoe. And Trianides there puts it out. Out she goes again. By Murray Pitts, wasn't it? And the big Monkey. Nice play, Monkey. Rob Waters jumped out of the seat when he saw you to that, and the black and white scarf went into the air. He still thinks you're playing with the Magpies.
So we've got a contest. Cow, a little chip to O'Brien. Nowhere to go. 2 men got him. Trand was 1. Just out the hand pass to Ryan. Puts it to half forward. Cranage met it. Oh, made it hard for Baker. So Milne, was that goal in any way the fault of Daniel Lowtherfield, who's Milne's new opponent?
I couldn't really spot. I think he just got a nice run there, Roscoe. They sort of set it up and he just took the actual running, but I didn't look closely enough at it.
Ollie Trand down to Tony Brown, just walks across the line. And there is Crackers Keenan. Works next to Barry Richardson with his Geelong gear on today. Mark Thompson, Crackers bowled the C7 coverage during the year. Monday night games.
Yeah, the Cats would be disappointed with the way things went on Friday night, but gee, after the where they were a year ago without a coach, in debt, without a captain, they can be pretty proud of the way things have gone. The club is on the move. Now it's a St Kilda free kick, is it? Yes, they didn't dwell on it. And they've got it in towards Brett Moyle at centre-half forward, probably just outside of his range. Elliott's offering him a lead. And he sustained it for a long, long time. Ryan and Paul Lynch. And we'll have a bounce. So things tightening up here at Northport in the first semi-final.
Daniel Lowther, Roscoe, he is just about frantically trying to stop Milne go anywhere near the ball. He's chasing him. It's like the cat and the mouse. I tell you what, keep an eye on that one.
Oh, pulled over the back by Monkhorst. Trianides and Young. McLaren receives a hand pass.
Nice.
Very nice finish, Joe McLaren. And the Saints draw back to within 4 points.
They will be checking with binoculars on the progress of England's morning.
Isn't it?
I think it was.
I think it was, yep.
Great pace and sure hands, and McLaren with the nice little sidestep to give himself some space. That was good footy from the Saints. And Corrigan now gets it out of the centre for Geelong. Real contest at centre-half forward. Harding back on the field. Goes short and wide. Looking for Baldwin. Didn't get that far. In the way for St Kilda was Hope. Now they have their problems. That was heavy work on that occasion on Pitts.
Easy, guys.
Leigh Harding. Watch this. Oh. Pitts just steamrolls Leigh Harding, didn't he? That is, Roscoe, what I was talking about yesterday. When a bloke lays a tackle, he takes a risk, doesn't he? A lot easier to line a bloke up and just shirt front him when he's got the ball in his hands.
Baldwin making hard work of it.
Through it.
Tony Brown wins the free kick, half-back flank. Lead from Blake goes the other way to Tran. Fiddling about, Heatley. Plapp stretches. McLaren waits for it. Bit sloppy, the Saints. Baker, that's better. Murray Pitts, no one in front. Oh, awful kick on the left foot. Bit of a push by Cranage. Got away with it on Tristan Lynch.
Well done.
Trianides saw McLaren. Has he got the leg skills? He's caught. Got away. The hand pass in time. Nowhere to go for Trianides. Into the pocket. And a wasted opportunity.
Well, he was trying to set the play up, Trainees. He did want to just slip the ball through, but he got cut off at the pass. Cranage, though, very good play, Roscoe, to slap that ball back into play.
So Tyson Hay now goes for a bit of a trot.
That's a good kick.
Oh, Baldwin late. May have hurt that St Kilda player as he flew over the top and then gave it up with a poor kick. So Ryan now for St Kilda. Good pass to Elliott. Does he want to go on? No. Forced to go back. He's got McLaren wider. He bombs it long. And that's a waste.
Well, he had Monkhorst there. If he was going to put it up in the air, he had to put it straight. Give him a chance.
Cal, Kilda down a man just at the moment as the injured player recovers. Might have been Blake. Heatley. Good ball control. Oh, he's got a man loose in Cranage. Wobble it. Which way was it going to go? Now Cranage has got Baker. Just drags it in.
Just.
Yeah, so we see that replay of Cranage's mark. He played on, and Baker had an equally difficult mark to take low down. They're fighting back, St Kilda, and a straight kick will put them in front. Finished fourth.
Another 20-year-old, Baker.
That's it, that's it.
He's missed.
All clear.
So we're down to 5 teams. The bottom 3 have dropped out. If the bottom 4 would drop out, Geelong would go down. So far, the final's going according to form.
So the top seed's in control, Ross. Hope again, long kick looking for Streep. He's worked underneath it. That's a good mark to Ollie Tran. Well done, Ollie. So the Saints building again.
Monkey
in front. Good fist. Here's Milne again for number 4 off to Cranage. Cranage has spotted Young and has got him. Getting on top now, the Saints in general field play.
You know, I made the point earlier about Monkhorst, Rob. Even if he doesn't take the marks, if he gives you a target, and on that occasion he got there, didn't he? Ball hit the deck, he kept it nice and close. They were able to get the spill, and Milne was in amongst it. And out she comes.
So Young to put them in front for the first time in the contest. In this second quarter, I think he's just stuck it in.
Oh, dear me.
Saints were celebrating like Lever and the Footscray boys were in that preliminary final against Adelaide, and the umpire didn't go with them. So that's a disappointing miss for the Saints, and that's a very casual attempt to mark, and he deserves to lose that, Lynch. That's not Lynch, rather. It's the player there in Cal.
Oh, good work by Cranage, and that would make the coach happy too, or the coaching committee happy. The fact that Cranage went after his man, laid the tackle. That's what they want to see in attacking players.
So Cranage wants to give it off.
I don't want to see that, Rob.
No.
Tristan Lynch. Jason Mooney.
Long way to get a kick, Roscoe.
Yeah, Enright, the spoil on Murray Pitts. Did well. I missed it. I think it was a throw, Phil.
I think it probably was. I was just more R-ing that he, you know, he should have been so silly as to give it away, Ross.
Ling to Mooney. Cowell trying to make up for it. Lynch the target. Blake in front.
Done.
Work to the front. Good play.
Beautiful play.
From Jason Blake. Long to Elliott. Uncontested. Well, he was momentarily. Or dangerous skip to try and it is held. Oh. Certainly held.
There isn't much in it. It was a bad handball. Trainees was under pressure. Not a bad crowd out there on the terrace.
Monkhorst the target. Again through the hands. Milne, kick 3. No chance to get rid of it. Corrigan wrapped him up. Wide kick to Enright. Judge it pretty well. Calling for its Ling. Good kick. Oh, he's off. He's off. Grab him. Sound like a coach. Kicked forward by the Cats. Leads the target. Slow to react they were. Blake and McLaren.
So the Cats have rarely been in attack in the 11 minutes of this second quarter, but still hold a 1-point advantage. Heatley just casually assessing the scene.
He's got the job on Mooney, Heatley, and I reckon he's doing a pretty fair job too. Mooney's a driver, and he hasn't really been a key player.
He's a beautiful kick, Heatley, so if he gets a bit of it, it should work to their advantage. There's Ryan. It's a terrible kick, but it still might work for the Saints. Baker spoiled. Brown, clever. No, chopped off. Well played by Lowther. Gets rid of a couple and goes long towards Baldwin. Oh, Lynch roves it beautifully, and that's a lovely little goal sneaks. Goal. The Cats by 7. Lynch's kick 2.
Well, that's a good result for the Cats because they will really have to withstand some pressure, Rob, didn't they? Because the Saints were really making a shot at it. Probably should have done better. But Lowther there, who's got the job on Milne, that'd make him pretty happy, Roscoe. I think he'd be back down the other end. When he gets back, where has he gone? To tell Milne what's going on.
He ran well, didn't he?
Ran very, very well. Ball coming off the top.
Yeah, it would have been a free-away advantage was paid. So Baldwin got one in the back. Big Street went a bit early. Ling comes up with it, having an impact. Longdon, Mooney, 2-on-1. Plapp, he's marked that. Andrew Malcolm took a while to give that. No, Cats. Long one. Baldwin spoiling. Loose ball for Lynch, number 3. Not quite enough.
In the big game at the MCG between Carlton and Melbourne, it's also tight. The Blues 4-4, Melbourne 3-4.
I think Corrigan's now got the job too, Rob, on Milne. Lowther doesn't seem to have him, so...
Maybe after that, he made the move after that second goal,
yes.
third goal.
I think they thought they didn't pull the right one, which is smart thinking. Thought they didn't get it right. And quite honestly, Lowther didn't look to me like he knew what he was doing.
Oh, Baldwin! Wonderful leap. He went early and hung in the air and kept his eyes on it. So Marcus Baldwin, 3 goals, 3 kicks in the AFL a week ago. Heatley repeats the favour.
Let him go. Let him go now.
He's not playing too badly down there, Jason Heatley.
Right out 5 metres.
Jason Heatley, well, looking for something to break open. McLaren goes short. Heatley prefers a longer kick. Well, wasn't so good to Elliott. Well, Marcus Baldwin took that spectacular mark just a moment ago. He's the brother of Peter Baldwin, played in those Springvale Premierships. There's more trivia for you. Keep you awake at night. Here's Peter Street, judge it well. Down to Ling on his non-preferred foot. Enright bobbles off him. Ryan. Stolen by Hazelwood. Now Blake. And the Saints looking good. McLaren. No one in front of him. Puts it out in front of the leading Monkhorst. Good kick.
Like a gazelle, the big bloke. Oh, gee, must have an injection or something before the game, Roscoe.
8 points.
Gazelle pills.
To the Cats. 8 points to the Cats. Now Monkey.
Hope he's got those teeth out, Roscoe.
Yep.
If you have to interview him, he'd frighten you without the teeth in, wouldn't he?
With or without Phil.
There's a big kick for the big fella. I tell you what, he
now the breeze, a little bit of, sorry Phil, a little bit of a breeze sprung up. He's kicking into the breeze, but it might help him bring it back round to the left.
Not a problem.
Oh, look at that. Oh, whisker in it.
He's picked up a bit. 2 behinds to Damien Monkhurst.
Oh, here comes the afternoon tea. We talk about it often. And like clockwork, they normally arrive about halfway through the second quarter. So Ling for the Cats now. Up towards the half-forward line. Here's Joel Corey, who looks a promising type, as is Enright. Enright to another youngster, O'Brien. He had to sit and wait a long, long time. Didn't flinch at all. Street offloaded towards Lowther, but it was intercepted. And now it's the Saints' turn to build. Kicked up towards Young. Oh, here's real pace. Who's this for St Kilda?
It's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Well done, Ross. McLaren. Wolf gets it back. Held a lot of territory here. Now he sets it up for Monkhurst. Will he get there? No, he shepherds for Cranage. He didn't hang on. Monkey's lost it. The ball hit him in the head. He was shepherding. Didn't quite know where it was, and it's been held up at centre-half forward.
Oh, he was in slow motion, Big. Yeah, and the wolf, you're dead right with the wolf, and it's W-U-L-F too. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. You got it right on all counts, literary as well. But that was the monkey there. He was going in slow motion.
Yeah, the gazelle.
It was like a frame, wasn't he? Just stop.
Those gazelle pills have worn off, Phil.
Give him another shot. Send the trainer out.
What are you saying? He's moving like a wildebeest.
Yeah, with a big, not with a crocodile chasing it like I saw in the ABC the other night. God, is that a scary old...
It is, yeah, I wouldn't cross the river.
Tell you what.
Leave Monkey alone, you blokes.
Yes, he's in the game. Anyway, the big fella, there he is.
And he did play well.
He's a kind of plumber, but I think he digs the big trenches as well, doesn't he?
The Saints, Cranage having an impact. Oh, nowhere.
So a little known fact about Damien Monkhurst is that he's, I mean, not just a plumber, but a highly successful plumber. There's about 40 of them out there.
Got a big business.
More than meets the eye to Damien Monkhurst.
Schwartz ran into a wall. Started on the bench. Oh, nice tap. Didn't quite find the man. Brown. Ooh. He's got it back.
How's that?
Look away, hand pass. Monkhorst, spin. Good give. Cranage, no tackle as yet. Monkhorst, shepherd on Ling was good. Allows Cranage a clear shot.
Oh, what a shame that didn't come off. Imagine. Monkhurst, blind turn, twist, handball, goal. Wouldn't that have stunned some people? That was a beautiful little pirouette.
Going all right, the big fellow. No announcement on his future with so many retirements in the AFL. I wonder if he wants to play on. I suspect he might. Here's Plapp. So in the Carlton-Melbourne game, the Demons 5-4-34, leading Carlton 4-4-28. So maybe an upset brewing as Tony Brown has it in the centre of the ground. He's used it well today. Just as soon as I say that, he let himself down with a poor kick, although Harding dropped what he should have taken. Heatley's defensive fist ends up here with the Wolf. Daniel towards centre-half forward, 3-on-1 for the Saints. Big straight charged at it and lost it. St Kilda now can emerge to centre-half forward. Milne just got a bad bounce, and here's Roscoe's man, Foster.
Yes, spearing pace again, and the kick likewise. Arnott was clever. Over to Harding. Lynch clear. 2-on-1, Baldwin over the back. Lynch could gather, snaps round the corner, didn't give it to O'Brien, didn't have to. He hit three in the corner, Paul Lynch. One admittedly from the free before the siren, before the toot. But perhaps he should have given the hand pass, but luckily, Phil, he kicked it straight through.
Well, yes, I think there would have been an argument that he should have handed the ball off, handballed it off. Is he only 18, 17? Is this record wrong?
Paul Lynch, no, he's
27?
Yeah.
What is it? There you go, it's a goal. Well, they should get the record right here, because if he's born on the 18th of the 10th, 83, how old is he?
Yeah, 27. He's not that old, is he?
He's been around a while. Injuries have...
Oh, he's not 17, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, getting me confused, Phil. Here go the Cats again, straight to Arnott. Where's Lynch waiting for the fall? At the front is Harding. Smothered by Schwartz.
Well, I think Peter Banfield said before the game that the crowd really get involved in the game, didn't he, Roscoe, in your interview? And it's dead right, because it's the beauty of this ground. You've got a reasonable crowd, and they make a lot of noise. Great suburban. There you see them there, really enjoying their day, the Cats supporters.
And Tristan Lynch now bends it back and didn't do it enough. Yes, Paul Lynch, his namesake, born on 18th of the 10th. 63.
73.
Must be 73. It's got 83 in the record. It's got to be 73. Which would make
no, it is 73.
27, wouldn't it?
He's not 37.
Not Barry Round.
No, he's not. So here's Plapp for St Kilda now. And Geelong back in front by a sizable margin of 12 points. There's been not much more than a kick in it all day, so next goal important. Very late start today. We started with the VFL reserves between Sandringham and Port Melbourne. They were running 15 or 20 minutes late, and so it'll be a late finish to this game. Hopefully a late close finish. Trianides round the corner, looking for the man down there in Wharf, but it's a Geelong free kick.
Simon Arnott heads towards Paul Lynch. One hand. Tristan Lynch looking for a free. Young working back in defence. Tim Elliott. Wolf held without it. Wins the free kick against Joel Mackay.
It's the loudest whistle I've heard for a while that umpire head's using. Roscoe, can you check it out at half-time?
In the late night film.
Put a dampener on it.
Corey Corrigan. Over the top, Corey.
We'll ask him to eat it.
It's louder than the siren.
And longer. Wilkinson, he's called to play on. He's a booming kick. He lets go. Heading towards Baldwin. Oh, Elliott, good. He had 3 to beat a Baldwin. Perhaps not the right spot to kick it.
Yeah, go on him there. Go on him.
So Elliott, just very hesitant, obviously. Got absolutely nothing on offer, except Trianides, if you can spot him, all alone on the half-forward flank. Just sets it up towards Wharf. Did okay. Brown's got there, as is Cranich. Good tackle by Arnott. Oh, no, he was
I think he
judged
was
in the back. Might have been slightly falling over him as he did it, rid him into the ground. So Cranich goes down towards Monkhurst. Well, back there is Lindsay.
Oh, the whistle.
He'll say 50 because Monkhurst knocked the ball out of the hand.
You can read those umpires, Phil. Plus to hand it to you, Adam Davis.
I think we'll just see what the monkey says, but I thought I'd have to see it again. At first, I think he was a bit stiff, really, but I could be wrong on that one. As the big bloke Lindsay got the free, we might see it again. Who knows?
So Ling now for Geelong, looking to extend this 12-point lead. Oh, good mark, Plapp. He was last in line and had the confidence to take possession. Now St.Kilda, Trianides in plenty of space. And the left footer straight up the ground looking for Monkey. Went very early. He was nowhere near the contest. Here's Foster, the lad from Port Adelaide, who the Cats think will take on a key defensive role in the future. Good pass. And Enright has it. Set shot. 20 out.
Power-packed stuff. Look at that. It's an old thorough merit kick. Roscoe laces out almost. The ones you'd have practiced down there at Monash Blues, wouldn't you?
It was a drop kick, was it?
No, being just a bit of literary licence there, Roscoe. Just a little.
So Corey Enright, Phil, straight in front, has not missed. The Cats now on a bit of a roll and lead by 3 goals.
Yes, well, lovely little setup there, and the pass to Enright, just a pearl. And Monkey, you did call it, Rob, he was way back, the ball was kicked too short. You see there Foster, beautiful kick. And the setup there. Enright.
Well, I tip St.Kilda. And they haven't had a good tipping record in these finals, let alone the season. And the Cats taking it up to the Saints.
I tipped St Kilda too.
Wolf.
You must have put my tips in for me, Roscoe.
Wolf hits a big kick.
Have a look at
Monkhorst back, just over his head. So they're missing a few chances, Saints.
Oh, Carlton.
Yes, we'll give you some scores throughout the afternoon. The Blues 7-4 to Melbourne's 5-4.
There's the target. Oh, up early was Cranich giving away the free kick. Go to Foster.
Nearly 50 metres, a whisker in it.
Enright will have to lead. Nothing much. Baldwin perhaps the target. Goes back towards the contest, but he's caught underneath it. Elliott. Yeah, Geelong's falling down in attack there, a bit disorganised. Little chip, Brown. Milne's loose at half-back. Brown's peripheral vision hasn't caught him. He's got Trionetes in the middle, in the corridor. Switches to the Normgoss side. On half-time, Geelong kicked 4 goals, 1 in that term. And the Cats a little bit offline, kicked 2-6. 27 minutes only that quarter. But I guess it's the closest final we've had, Phil, and promised to be a pretty good second half.
Well, look, I do still think they're pretty well matched, but at ground level, the Cats just seem to have a bit more poise, and they drive the ball into that forward zone, I think, with more what you call power, I suppose, or precision, and create a bit more danger and uncertainty in the St Kilda back half. But nevertheless, the Talls have been held out of the game, haven't been kicking goals. It's been the likes of Paul Lynch at ground level, and O'Brien and Enright, etc., and Harding. And down the other end's been the same for the St Kilda side, with Milne kicking 3.
Getting there was Manton, got it on the ground, kept his feet, kicks it back to half-forward. Nicholson in best position is going to...
Although maybe one of the Talls or a couple of the Talls might jump out of the blocks and do something. But we've got a good game here at Port Melbourne. It's a long, long way from deciding who's going to get the ascendancy in this one, because it's a very interesting game of football, two pretty strong sides.
Well, there you can see 13 scoring shots to 15, and Geelong just made a bit better use of it through some clever stuff from Paul Lynch in that second quarter with his 3 goals. 18 points the margin, certainly a very handy break to these.
And the Edmonds with his ball.
Term and Milne.
Sponsors and all that came along and made a great day.
How'd the Commissioner go?
Very well. He was one of the equal fourth, I think.
So that's great. Good on you, Jerry. So that particular project, or these projects, how much work is it taking the club? I mean, you know, we don't have the infrastructure of the AFL club, so it's pretty hard going, really, isn't it?
It certainly is, and our general manager, John Menny, along with our coach, Graham Yates, and all the players get right behind it, and it's very much an involvement of them. We create a situation where leadership and discipline and friendship is very important to the club, and take it out and be a part of the community and have the community involved with the Sandringham Football Club. Good
on you, Jerry. That's great. It's one of the great clubs of the old VFA, now the VFL Sandringham, and all the VFL clubs involved in a range of community projects. So that's it from me. And shortly we're going to have a look at 1982. That is special. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Phil. Yes, Phil will pop up and join me very, very shortly. Half-time here, 18 points the difference, with Geelong in front of St Kilda. And yesterday, if you're wondering what the result was, Carlton was far too good for Williamstown. So Carlton next week play Sandringham, and the winner of this game will take on North Ballarat next week. Well, it's been a brave new world for the VFL and the VFA, or the old VFL clubs this year, sort of joining up with the AFL reserves teams. And it's been a wonderful success, really, and will only get better and better. There have been many, many highlights throughout the year. We thought we might bring you some.
Jeff Durango, here's Simon Arnold going wide. Space out there. Something gets
good penetrating kick in towards the forward line. Kick round the corners, not bad. That is the first goal, and Scotty Taylor had numerous options.
Here's a chance for Collingwood as Demartino gets his first touch. Used it well, centering, kicks a beauty, and that's an even better mark.
One step of kicks orders, one hand. Half back. Dumping kick for the out of the Wilkinson with a high spot. Long kick direct. Big mark to Wiggins. Back from the Bulldogs. Kick towards Colliger. Good mark.
High kick, and it's a great mark. Wonderful flying effort there for the Social Club. Frost now picks it up in towards full forward. That's a mark. And here they go. Hill will nonchalantly kick his third, and they're right back in this, the Bullets. Looking for their second. Bateman's goal. It's there from a step, goes to full forward. Easton's got clear, shoots in towards the square. Chapman's there. Oh, Johnston! Travis Johnson. Baker's third goal here. Shaw Dennis in towards Smith. There's Dennis.
Pops it up. Who's this? Young. Over the top Plapp.
They're within 2 points. Round in towards the square. Oh, that's a good mark. And Christoporo, just as he was being wrapped, goals. Yes!
Pops it up. Oh, for bowler. Gosh, what a leap.
Not marking this. Around the centre wing. Oh, feast from Hayat. Yes, he has.
Get fair income, mate.
John Boggy on to Somerville.
Well, should be able to kick this one.
There for McVeigh. Bit of a push, too much body strength. The big blow. Daniel Plapp. He's got it again. Mistake. Turnover. Sullivan long bomb. No Daniel Plapp there. Oh! It's a high kick from Baldwin. To Smoker, who usually uses it beautifully. Smoker, long kick.
Dylan would go into the ruck.
Carroll into the square. Oh!
Have a look at that!
Powerful.
Power play!
Well, there's a selection of some of the highlights, Phil, that we've enjoyed so much throughout the 2000 season of the VFL. And, gee, it's been a great mix. You get some of the old blokes from the AFL coming back, trying to recapture their form so they can get back up there. You can see the young draftees, and, of course, the best players have survived with their VFL clubs like Sandringham and Williamstown, like Sadi Ghazi and all the Sandy boys like Coghlan and that. So, real great feel about the VFL now, and gee, the standard, I think, has lifted immeasurably.
Well, it really has. I mean, there's a certain irony in the fact that it's not unlike what it was like in the late 70s and early 80s, in that you had a lot of players who left the AFL, or VFL in those days, earlier, you know, going at 27 and going back to the VFA. So there you have it. But yeah, it's going well, and we're going to look at a great game now, aren't we?
Well, you'd know more about this than me, Phil, but I'll just set it up for you and then tell us all about it. The 1982 grand final between two great old VFA clubs, Preston and Port Melbourne. Preston coached by Ray Shaw and Port by Gary Bryce. Now, Port were a pretty good side, weren't they? They'd won a couple in a row.
Yes. Umpire Frankie Vergona, there he is. He had the best shorts in the whole VFA. They were the tightest, the smallest, and the muzzly, oiled legs. Port had won 2 in a row. They beat us in 1980. In 82, here they are with Preston. Preston were the favourite, Rob. That everyone believed they'd win the grand final. And Port, they'd beaten us in the preliminary final. And here you see a big crowd at the Junction Oval. Very interesting grand final.
So there it goes. Austin comes in. Chad Bam with a big knockout. Goes wide. White has the run on the ball. To protect him is Olsen. And Olsen is the player to run through and gain possession. Olsen up towards the centre half-forward zone. Stack of players go up in the air. No one able to take the mark. It's scooped out. And Carla Fan is the player to come through. Try to pass. Passed it into the middle of the pack. And Robertson, who's played particularly well today, gets the hand pass in. And it's Demetrio who puts it upfield, but Hallis gains possession, shoots for goal. Hallis, it's on its way. And it's through for a behind, which takes Preston on to 17-14. 116 to Port Melbourne's 2015, 135. We're coming up to the 27-minute mark in the final quarter. And the grand final for 1982. Short pass going on, and Gary Bryce is about to come on the field. And who knows, this could be his last appearance on the field as a player for Port Melbourne. He's got it won, and they've talked him into it, I'd say, on coming on the field to have a run. And I'll bet he'll get a few cheers as he comes on the ground too.
You would be joking. He feels he's got it won. He's coming on to save the side. How could you say that?
Have a look at the scores.
There's no sentiment in this sort of thing.
Have a look at the scores. All right. Port Melbourne 2015, 135. Preston 17-14, 135. He's coming on to save the situation. I'd hate to be in a battle with guns. Okay, it's Shaw who goes for the punch and punches it out on the far side of the ground. A lot of negative football going on out there, and it suits the Port Melbourne play at the moment. Now moving into it is Chad Band. Shouldered his way into the pack. Comes out through Davis there, or Kavanagh. But the umpire blows the whistle. He's picked a 3 out of this. And it'll be taken by Wilkinson. And Wilkinson was that tired then. I think he was a little bit reluctant to bend down and pick the ball up. And here's Gary Bryce now moving out onto the field. The captain and coach of Port Melbourne. And listen to the crowd as he goes across the centre of the ground. This is Hall taking the kick up towards the half-forward line, and Cowan is the player to go up and pull in the mark for Preston.
He plays it across towards Warren. And Mick Warren still sees some light into the end of the tunnel as he kicks it long and wide looking for McGaw. It comes down to Bowden. Bowden's kicked a goal. There's still life in this game. Well, I'll be blowed. Preston will not lay down. 18 goals, 14, 122 Preston to Port Melbourne, 2015, 135. 3 straight kicks to Preston, or 2 straight kicks and 1 behind, and it's a draw. Who knows if the ball came out of the centre and it was Kelly who was tackled, but here comes Shaw. Here's the player at centre-half forward in Hollis, and he's given it against Wilkinson. I think the free kick was there. Yes, Wilkinson was committed. And it's going to be very interesting. How much time on do you think, Phil?
Well, I don't think there'll be that much time on, Rex. We're at the 29.5-minute mark with the ball on its way. Will it get the distance?
Yes.
It has. And it's through for another goal to Preston. They go to 19-14, 128. That's 7 points down on the Port Melbourne score. 2015, 135. Port have stopped to a walk, Harold.
Well, full credit to Preston. They're fighting it out. Shaw's lifting his side, and it's still not over yet, Phil. There's been a few goals scored, so there could be a couple of minutes to go as yet.
Well, it's on the 30-minute mark at the moment.
The good thing they brought Bryce on just to give him a run because the game was won.
Right. All right, let's see what happens here. And there's Austin tapping it out wide. It comes out towards Evans, and also in the van here is Warren. He can't get away with the ball at all. A pick up by Davis. Davis a port up towards Fred Cook. Cook hand passes to Anderson, and Anderson shoots the goal. It's there. And that's it. Anderson has played a brilliant game, and we'll be interested to know who our commentators select as the best player on the field. He's kicked 5 goals, Anderson, and look at him tear away as he keeps it low into the goal square and through for full points. So that takes Port Melbourne under 21-15, 141, as against Preston's 19-14, 128. Well, now on the bounce of the ball, it's tapped away here by Evans. But a kick downfield for Preston, sees it go to White. White now still battling away, gets the hand pass in towards Van by the look of it. A further, no, it's gone out of bounds. Back downfield on the right half-forward flank for Preston. We're at the 31.5-minute mark into the grand final. And we'd say now, with 13 points the difference, it's Port Melbourne's grand final. They're 21-15, 141. Preston 19-14, 128. Rex Hunt.
Well, as Phil said, surely there's no time left for Preston. And the ball is over the boundary line and out of bounds. Plenty of children and people wanting to race on there. As you can see, 32 minutes gone. 128 Preston plays Port 141 as the ball is over there in the hands of Tansis, and he gets it nicely across to Wilkinson. Wilkinson's kicked it over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. So the resultant free kick over there will be taken by Russell Olsen. Oh, it's been a grand final to be remembered for many years because Port Melbourne, the underdog, have battled hard all day, and they're withholding this Preston challengers. Hall went the punch from behind. There's a scrimmage of players. Umpire Odston looking very closely. The ball came out from Demetrio, looking for Anderson over there, but it came across towards Dintina Sante, towards Robinson, and Robinson stood his ground, and best man on the ground for mine, Robinson has the ball at the moment. He's 15th kick, but it's what he's done with them, and it's the way he's defended grandly in this grand final. Just because he's only had 15 kicks doesn't mean he's not the best player, because he's been a grand player all day. There's Gary Bryce fighting hard for his side. The ball comes out towards Jeff Austin, a disappointing player today. Plowman gets it across towards Dintina Sante. He's grabbed. No free kick. Olsen sees a team player there in Bowden on his own, and Bowden takes the kick and can line it up from 35 metres out.
Bowden on an angle, but he's a good kick as he gets ready to move in. They're crowding the ground. The ball's on its way. And the goal umpire will signal a goal right on the siren as people...
Well, there you go. Great days of 1982. What about some of those names? And Rex Hunt calling there. Slightly different style.
Yes, we called the footy right up until about 85, and of course Eddie Maguire had called as well in those days. But the inimitable Phil Gibbs, you know, Phil just used to make so much of it. You know, Ray Shaw there playing for Preston. He missed the next year and they won the premiership, but they should have won that one. But Port's 3 in a row to Gary Bryce. Great side, as I said. They won the 80 in really tight one. We'd beaten Geelong West in 79. Great days at the Junction Oval. Anyway, Memories.
Indeed.
Memories.
Well, let's hope we can create some more great days throughout this VFL final series. If you've just joined us, Geelong 18 points in front over St Kilda. And both teams still, well, they're back on the field and we won't be too far away from the start. Let's now join Ross Booth, who's got a special guest. ABC 774 Melbourne breakfast announcer, Ling Harding.
Yes, as well, we've got Dr. Hex from Triple J, Rob, and of course it's been a lean year for St Kilda, and evening request program, you're feeling right at home with a cult figure here at Port Melbourne.
Oh, look, I love it down here, out in the outer, in the sun. Who'd want to beat the MCG when you could be at a game like this? Pity about the score, but it's a bit like watching the Saints seniors, isn't it?
Well, yeah, maybe they'll come good. And Lynn, a bit different from the reserve seats at Colonial?
Yes, and very happy to be here, but I've got to say, a lot of missed opportunities and inaccuracy, tragic inaccuracy for the Saints this afternoon.
Well, if you do go down, let's hope you don't be tragic talking to Crackers next Friday morning, wouldn't it?
Well, that'll be an interesting conversation, given that I think he's in the coach's box with the Cats today.
Phil and Rob, Port Melbourne one day, and opening ceremony of the Olympics the next for Ling Harding. No injuries on either side. They're both rare to go.
I know which one she'd prefer, Ross. And Monkey's got it out of the centre. And the Blues edging away of Melbourne at the MCG. 18 points the margin here. And this is Adam Wilkinson for the Cats, a top-up player from Geelong.
Oh, Ling Harding's a serious barracker too. She's complaining about inaccuracy. Tragic inaccuracy, she said.
Oh, well. Let's hope it doesn't turn too Shakespearean and into a farce. Certainly not out of this, the Saints, in the game. She's right, though, just a bit better finishing and could be a lot closer. Wolf for St Kilda. Works it towards Brown, who was well tackled. Still got the footy. Kranich wants to get on his left. He was beautifully tackled, but didn't have prior opportunity, according to the umpire. Probably fair enough.
Yes, it was virtually a simultaneous grab. Got the ball and was tackled. Good decision. Umpiring very well today. The boys umpired pretty well yesterday. A couple of dicey ones, I suppose, but there's the Saints supporters. They're having a ball out there in the sun.
Lindsay wins the tap. Gets it to Wilkinson. Elliott. Oh, sort of bit of British Bulldog tactics there, and it's paid off for Elliott. Doesn't dwell on it. Goes to centre-half forward, Foster. They think very, very highly of him. Down at Geelong, young Daniel Foster. He's only 18. Very mature physique. And if Tim McGrath ever slips up, he might be the man to take over. Ling inboard to Arnott. This is good running. Tim Clark back to Arnott, who kept on going. Kick off a step in towards Baldwin. Oh, Rovers required here. Cats keep it in. Baldwin's kicked a goal. No, he's missed it. How could you miss from there?
Shakespearean farce, I think, Rob. He's missed it, just about missed everything. I think he just kicked the ball off the ground. But that's football. It was a nice setup. The ball lobbed right. But the big fella couldn't finish it off, Baldwin. He hasn't had a big day, Paul, I wouldn't think.
No, very quiet for Baldwin.
They haven't taken that many marks. 6 possessions. The big fellas have not been able to assert any dominance over the game, really.
Plapp in short to Hazelwood. Well, that's a good kick, and the Saints can go here. Taking the mark was Blake, and Monkey's got it just
50.
outside 50. Blake again. Good long kick. Heatley's down a full forward. He's got it. That might be the move that they have to make. Heatley, a noted goal scorer. And you'd think he'd be good enough to pose some problems here in the VFL. It's a lovely day.
Well, he's had a job in the back half, and he did all right too, Robert. They probably reckon to win the game, got to have a goal kicker spot on. And he is your man.
Well, he's got a bit of confidence up too. He had a lot of the ball. He would have had it a dozen times in the first half.
Well, it's not a bad tactic, I think, to get him down there, to give him a job so he is focused.
Heatley, he's a lovely kick. Should eat this. Goes for the banana. Oh, he's missed a lot. And he's being told all about it, I suspect, and doesn't exactly like what he's hearing from Joel Mackay.
He's probably saying, Mr. Heatley, that wasn't such one of your best kicks. The ball's in the Port Melbourne nursery. What do they grow there, Roscoe? No wonder the Australia Post end.
I don't know, but there'll be a footy up for raffle very shortly somewhere.
Yeah, the local pub. Might call in for a Chardonnay Monday night and get a ticket, Roscoe.
It's just all about equal distribution, isn't it, Phil? As Hope goes long, good long kick. Moyle to Baker with his problems. Caught high. Yep. So Stephen Baker will send the Saints back into attack. Monkey's available in short. That's where he goes. Young slides past. Better build up this for the Saints. And almost a big high mark. Brown wants to get it through. Couldn't. Cats will just stay out of trouble here as Foster escorts it over the line. Ross Booth is back.
Paul Corrigan there hurt. Got a kick.
Yes, well,
in that contest, gee, he's writhing in pain there. About 30-odd metres out. He was caught up in the pack. There was a big leap from behind, I reckon, that did the damage.
Play going on. The trainers haven't called for the stretcher, so that's what the umpires are instructed to do. Plapp up in front of Enright to Ryan. Deft kick looking for Elliott. Held his man aside well. Foster, that was good. Quick hands. Trinides over the umpire's head. Monkhurst, no blind turn, but did all right. Just clears the pack. Now they're calling for the stretcher. They'll have to stop it now.
And I think, funnily enough, he's all right now. He's probably just... He's got a bad kick in the buttock or thereabouts, I would reckon, or the back.
Bad corky or something.
Have your way with it, Tim. Look at that. There you are. All right.
Yes. I think he... Saints. So Corrigan limps off. And Phil, was he, question without notice, still with Milne? Because they'll now have to juggle their defence around it.
Well, I feel that he started this quarter with him, Roscoe, but I wasn't giving it my absolute attention.
But Milne's been dangerous with 3 goals and certainly had him late in the second quarter.
Yeah, no question. I can't see why they would have switched him, but we'll see.
Schwartz. Plapp. Plapp again.
Yeah, well, you see with Milne out there, they're just trying to work out who's going to take Milne. Now that Corrigan's gone off him.
Clark now on to Milne.
Well, actually, I think Tyson Hay. Oh, sorry, no.
17 points the difference. Saints could be a bit closer. Heatley missed that sitter. Mind you, Baldwin had... yes, the high fly right into the small of his back with the knee. Now the Saints fans and the Geelong fans here in loud voice. Those that have made the journey, and terrific to see.
It's Tim Clark with the job on Milne now, and he's doing a fair bit of pushing and chasing.
Young Milne's been the real danger man for St.Kilda back there with his 3 goals. He set up another and could have had 4 himself. So it's an important assignment for Clark.
The deliberate trip.
50 metres. You heard the umpire. Deliberate trip, umpire head.
Is that an automatic report?
Trip with the hand, is that an automatic? Deliberate trip with the hand, or is it only with the foot? I always get a bit unsure.
I've got the laws in my bag, fellas should know, but so I drag them out. Mooney wobbles it into the pocket. And Pitts takes it over. Didn't see the book come out.
It's a deliberate trip with the hand. Yeah. He's paid it. I think that's the 50, but not necessarily reportable.
No, it should
say. The foot, yep.
Lindsay in ruck, 25. Down to Ling. Good tackle by Blake.
Now, that's amazing, really, because he's caught with the ball. Did he have prior opportunity, or is he finally pinged for actually throwing the ball away, which would teach you to just hang on to the thing?
Blake a kick into space, but turning it over. Back goes Harding. Away goes Harding. Over the head of Baldwin. Lowther there in support. Harding in short. Chooses to go inside 50, looking for Lynch, who's kicked 3. Hazelwood,
Same thing, Roscoe, that isn't it? Same thing. Ball spill out. I'd love to see that.
Different umpire.
Good call. Now, right, here we go. Look, so he throws it out, doesn't he? Now, the only question is, in the other episode, did the player have prior opportunity, Ling? And I would say no.
Okay, well, the Saints may have a real opportunity to set something up through Schwartz. Schwartz goes in towards Cranage. Cranage worked onto his right side.
Foot, yes.
Oh, he did well, though. He's quite a clever player. This way, that way. Gets rid of him finally. Cranage from 52. High kick. Elliott and Heatley late.
All up.
And Foster stayed down. And now has metres to spare. Gets the kick towards Enright, who was on his own for a long time. Young arrived late, did well, and has held it in.
That's a great effort by Young too, Rob, because he had to get to the contest, lay a hand on the ball, and then go after it again. Those people are pensive, Roscoe. Those cat supporters. A string of cats. Went for a ride this morning, and I was riding past a bloke, and the dog started barking. He had a little dog in the back of his bicycle, sitting in a cart. Very funny, I thought, at the time.
Inside 50. Knocked to the line. And did you speed past Steve Bracks on the bike, Phil?
just interested in the reasoning for the timing of that comment.
Well, I was just thinking of cats, and then I thought of dogs.
Okay, that's cleared that up.
Yeah, a few psychologists listening, analysing. Cranage pops it up to the point of the square. Yes, Elliott.
Well, he should have really taken the one just before that, Roscoe. Elliott, but look, he's a 24-year-old, Elliott. He's got a bit of ability, really, and he's probably going to get better, but he probably needs to improve a fair bit over the next 12 months to be a top-line big man in AFL football.
Saints trail by 17.
This one would be very, very useful. They had a fair bit of the play, Paul. You might tell me how many inside 50. They just look a bit more threatening. Oh, yes. Needed that. Lynn Holtainer be jumping around, Roscoe.
Yes.
She's a serious barracker, isn't she?
Oh, very analytical.
Oh.
And, of course, she's hosting on ABC Radio the opening of the Olympic Games with Tim Lane, so it's a big gig.
Oh. 7-2, Lynn. The Saints inside 50. You're probably thinking they should get a better return. But that's a good start.
Well, they've done what they've had to do, and that was to score the first goal. So, again, not much in this. Monkhurst gets it to Trianides. Schwartz.
Inside.
Left it behind, but got it to Baker. To Monkey. Monkhurst dribbles it to centre-half forward. Plenty of cats here at half-back. One of those was Simon Arnott. Or, who was that?
Young.
Lowther waited for the sun, and Young kept on going. He did well, Matthew Young. Gee, Monkey's getting a fair bit of it. Wants his teammate there in Hazelwood. Oh, they're battling on okay.
Gee, they've gone up a notch, Rob.
And the Saints have emerged with a free kick. So Matthew Young, perhaps he's the speed they need. This is Murray Pitts. Pitts in towards... Now, he should go back and just kick the goal. It's a beautiful set kick.
Look at the way he marks that ball. You can see why he just isn't a real tall, I reckon, at AFL level. That's what tests him a bit. But that was all class. He just grabbed that ball so neatly.
He's on it there.
Good lead, sharp as a tack.
No closer, Geelong.
All right, so all eyes on Jason Heatley now. Yet to kick a goal. In his defence, he played all of the first half in defence and did okay. Really should have no problems with this. And the Saints fans finding their voice in a big, big way here in the first semi as their side draws within a goal of Geelong.
3 points the difference. Let's hope it's a thriller.
It's been tight all day, and the Saints really want this one, you suspect. And here comes Baker out of attack, conceding a bit of ground as he gets it to Schwartz, who handed it off to McLaren, and the Saints into attack. But in the way for the Cats is Tyson Hay, who kicks it in much of the time for Geelong in the VFL. Simon Arnott just knocked up getting kicks here again this afternoon. Every time, oh, Plapp, big fly. Every time we see Arnott, he's been very good. Plapp couldn't hang on. Crannage's kick was smothered. Can St Kilda just scrub it forward? They do. Brown off to Crannage, put him in a bit of a tight position because he's a left footer and had to go with the right.
Exactly, Rob. And you just think, you just feel that St Kilda really must hit the front, I reckon. If they can't hit the front with this concerted effort that they've put in over the last half an hour, you'd reckon the Cats would go on with the job. But if they do hit the front, boy.
Well, they've had enough of the ball to be in front. Geelong didn't score a goal in that third term. Had a couple of chances which they blew.
Ross reckons that the St Kilda supporters have been noisy. How they beat if they hit the front?
Oh, they'll go ballistic, the Saints fans. Well, they've only won 1.5 games in the seniors all year in the AFL, so a rare opportunity for them to celebrate. And to win a game like this is often the best ones of all, aren't they? To win the tight ones is the scrap you want to...
Well, it's funny, Rob, too. I said earlier that we might be in for a high scoring game, and what we've got 8 goals and 7, so it just shows you it's really tight footy. And in the AFL game, it was about 9 and 6 before, wasn't it, with Melbourne? So, you know, sides can really bottle it up by just playing very physical football and being very accountable.
Oh, Arnott left it behind. Here's Foster. That'll have to be a bounce. Arnott just remonstrating with himself there as he perhaps missed the little opening.
The players are so fit now too, Rob, that they cover so much territory. They can really get to the zone.
I will not.
Talking about 16 man aside, a la the old VFA to open the game up. How ironic.
I don't think it's going to be a pretty final quarter. Certainly hasn't been a free-flowing start. That's what you'd expect. Former North Ballarat Rebel, played in their under-18 premiership winning side. Oh, possession here, very important, and it goes the Cats' way. Harding, who's a racehorse, speeds onto it. Ling, oh, he couldn't hang on. He might get a second chance, though. No, attack of the fumbles. Still an attack of the fumbles. He's going nowhere, Cameron Lee. About a 4th opportunity. Kept his eyes on it. That was about the best thing. Ryan to O'Brien. O'Brien, oh, wonderful smother.
Phenomenal smother.
Hazelwood, that was superb, and Cranage now has space. He'll go long. Heatley, will he get there? No, he won't, but there's plenty there. Heatley gets a second chance. Taps it on to Traianides. He goes with the toe poke. Elliott bumped off it. Brown gave it up. Lowther, and now it's the Cats' turn.
He goes wide, looking for McLaren. Going back, Corey. 2-on-1 and a free. Over the shoulder, says the umpire. Gosh. Out of McLaren, he's creeping around the mark. Not called a play on. He's got a man loose. And Milne.
Well, they must score a goal. They must get a big one.
A monkey. Damien Monkhurst.
He thinks he's too far out. Just said that he wanted to go on with the job. Come on, Monkey, sink a big one. Rob Waters will remember 1990 all over again. It'll be unbearable if he puts this one through, Roscoe.
Yeah, well, he missed in the third quarter. A bit of breeze. It's still there, right to left. In fact, Geelong have, if anything, a slight advantage with just a slight breeze. Very deliberate.
Oh, we'd love to sink this. Pull out a torp for us, Monkey, like you did when you were a kid.
Just milking the moment.
No, you'd drag him if he missed it, Phil. If he did the torp and mucked it up, I think he might kick it. Oh, he's not allowed for the breeze just enough. And a rush. Hits the post. Throw in. Oh, he's lost the ball. There it is.
Oh, how are we going at the G, Rob? How's my team, the Blue Boys, going?
Yeah, they lead by 20 points stage, and then the Saints fans found voice and.
We saw them out on the terrace. They were fantastic too. There's the Cats. They must be in the visitors' rooms. Yeah, well, they're all there. Bomber Thompson and Ronnie Watt there. It's a big job, and Roscoe has got him there. I suppose we're going to go down and talk to him, I presume.
We will indeed. Now, how will the Cats go next week against North Ballarat?
Well, look, you know, you'd reckon they've got enough tools to worry North Ballarat in the back half, but you just can't underestimate the Roosters. They play such a precise, uniform, purposeful game. They smother their opponents. They've done well. I mean, they beat Carlton down at North Ballarat. Can they do it here? Gee, I reckon it's a big ask, but they're capable. They really are. And our man Ross has got someone.
Yes, Ron Kilowatt, we saw the photo of you in your glory days at Geelong West, but, gee, you must have a headache after that last half.
Oh, no, just a bit relieved, I suppose, but I was glad that Lingy had that, that last kick at goal. He's a terrific...
As they call them, just brilliant.
When Banfield praised him, the St Kilda supporters broke out in applause.
Oh, that would have been...
Look at that!
It's a snap! No, I missed it, Phil. Just
Cranage.
We might have to call for a doctor at some 24 minutes to go. Goals at an absolute premium here.
I don't have to go mouth to mouth.
No, you're on your own there, Phil. You're on your own.
I might pump the heart a bit, Phil, but that'll be about it.
I wonder if Phil would be encouraging that. I doubt it.
You'd be jumping up and down, sticking those R&M Williams into me chest.
Here's a chance for the Cats now as Foster's got it, the young man from Port Adelaide. They've carried it up to the wing. Fist away. Where will it go to Harding? It's a Geelong free kick. Advantage paid. Arnott with the big shot at goal. He's missed to the right. We're going point for point here at Northport in the first semi-final.
Well, it has really gone up a few notches this game. It's a low scorer. It is tension-packed at the moment. The Saints making a fair dinkum push at the game, but just can't get that one goal.
Geelong goalless since half-time. Up goes Plapp, tried to take the big mark over Baldwin, recovered well. Trianides has been good. Good evasive skills. Can he find a man? Oh, he looks for Monkhorst, and it's stolen by Peter Street. Treated it like a basketball. Kicks to the dangerous Lynch, who's kicked three. Couldn't bring it down. Tristan Lynch there with Paul. 1-2, missed him. Good battling work by the St Kilda players. It might be McLaren over the top and penalised. Well, you be the judge. He was lying over it.
He was lying over it. It's probably the first one they've played all day. Umpire Andrew Malcolm.
So players gathering their breath. Pops it up. Well, Lindsay's there. Went straight through. Young.
Oh, he's been
switches
phenomenal.
the direction of play. Dangerous in the end. Poor kick. Arnott. Little chip out towards Cal and Lowther. Running onto it, Cal.
Monkey. Got the big bore on it. I reckon there. We might see that. I reckon he just got a finger on that. I'm pretty sure it was going to go through the goals, wasn't it?
Well, was not sure. It's just...
let's have a look. Could you see...
Just...
Oh, probably wasn't... probably wasn't, but still's a big effort by Monkhorst.
It was a good effort. Only 2 goals scored since half-time, both of them to St Kilda. Geelong, it's all dried up scoring-wise. As Trianides, heads wide, good kick to McLaren, kept his eyes on the footy. Goes short, that's okay too. Coming out and meeting it is Fortnum. Goal will put them in front. Foster did well. Couple of them here. Heatley wants to keep it in. I think he was worked over the ball and then the sort of casual headlock.
Rob, it is staggering, isn't it, the goals? You know, they've just completely dried up, and yet, you know, it's not as if either side hasn't had enough of the play in the clear, but they just can't find those targets, but they've closed each other down in the forward half.
Oh, Elliott out of the air, in towards the forward pocket. Anything will do now. He's missed a lot.
Yes.
Tristan Lynch stood his ground, knowing that Elliott, well, at least the way St Kilda player was bearing on him, calling for a lead so he can chip it over. Directed it well to Arnott. Busy. The ruck rover finds Lowther. Geelong making a move from the back. Thumping kick. I don't know where it was intended. Baldwin caught behind. Little kick forward by Ryan. Favours Street. He's got Ling on his preferred foot. Cameron Ling couldn't hook it enough.
Good pressure. Cameron Ling, oh, he got crap. Oh, gee whiz, be careful with that. Oh. It was a cramp. You've been a little bit lacking in mobility today, Ling.
He wasn't enjoying that at all. Hazelwood's been a real desperado.
What if that's his sore ankle? Something to cramp with.
You wouldn't want to misdiagnose that. Oh, Young, good hands. The hand pass wasn't so flash from Blake. Young carries it to half forward. Good half volley from Ryan. Ryan, dreadful kick. All St.Kilda. We're back where we started. It's Hazelwood who goes long. They've got heaps of numbers. Cranage can keep on going. Doesn't. Gives it off to Milne. How's the snap? How's the snap? Oh, they normally bend back to the left, those ones. Perhaps Cranage could have gone himself on his preferred left.
Needed a Shane Warne leggy there. Roscoe, you know what that is, don't you?
Yes.
It's one that turns. Leg go off.
Wasting no time. The target is Lindsay, but Elliott's there. 2 up. Arnott, nice gather. Harding clever into the path of Ryan. That was very good. Ryan nowhere to go. Caught with the ball. Umpire Malcolm says that's it. Took a while to make the mind up, but it was definitely there. Won by Ryan.
What a tackle, Roscoe. Just enough prior opportunity in that.
Little chip. Again, over the head of Cranage. He's got it back. Brown had nowhere to go. Baker underneath it. Fortnum it is. I was thinking of Mason. But the Cats will clear. High ball. Harding. Elliott standing underneath it. Free kick into the back. No. Lynch. Danger. Back here, Hazelwood. He's had a pretty good afternoon.
Well, Monkey's available in the centre. No longer is he all on his own. Goes short. That's not much of a kick. And Brown is fortunately... Yep, Phil's going to get a free kick. Well, if the Saints get in front, they'll bring the house down here at Northport. They're loving this, the Saints fans. They're right in it. It's only 4 points of difference. McLaren on his right. They need a big mark. Heatley.
Yes! Got it. Well, it was set up nicely, Rob, wasn't it? You could see it coming. It's going, drifting over the back, and you know Heatley just leans on his man, keeps him out of the contest like any professional forward would, and he takes a big grab.
I thought you were going to say professional wrestler there for a second.
Not quite. They're not bad too.
He's the one, though, Heatley. I mean, he's good enough with 3 or 4 opportunities to just sink this match, and so far today he hasn't taken them.
Oh, he'd have to kick this goal. He couldn't possibly miss this, could he? Well, I mean, he can, but you would think he would put this one home.
This will put them in front by 2 points, and they haven't been in front for a long, long time since the first quarter. Let's wait for the crowd. Heatley, they're in front of the Saints.
You know, I dare say too, Rob, that the people at the ground today would have really enjoyed this game, as would the players. I think the players have really taken to the game, but this was a game before a senior game, before the AFL game down at the G or something. It wouldn't have the same passion in it. This one's really, you know, been a very tough defensive game, a lot of good contests, and individual players really going full tilt. Like the play just prior to this was just fantastic. So much drama in it.
Heatley's kicked the last 2 goals. Geelong goalless since half-time. Penalty? No, I thought I heard a whistle. Maybe in the crowd. But dangerous. Lynch gets away. Heads goalward. Baldwin's there, right to the point of the square. Almost Marcus Baldwin appealing for the free kick.
Look at the Cats supporters. Have a look at them in the corner there. I don't know if Alan Britton will get a look at them. They are going mental.
They're not the only ones, Phil.
They're having a bad effect on me, Rob.
Good to see you enjoying it, Phil. A point the difference, and the Saints lost last week's match to Sandy by a point, so they know what the close ones are all about.
I never thought I'd live to see the day Phil Bear would be so passionate about a game between 2 AFL teams.
Yes, indeed.
But it's good footy.
Just a pleasant way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Oh, well done, Brown. He's been good. Gave it up, though, won it. Quick little kick. Could manufacture something here for Geelong, but the numbers are against them.
Fantastic.
He'd want to bounce it quickly, though. Just got the kick in time. Oh, that's a good mark. Who's that back there? That's Tyson Hay, the man who kicks in. Out wide now to Lowther. So the Cats building again. Oh, good. mark across half-back, and Jason Blake
stands his ground.
Everyone in the ground. Have a look at that. Under immense pressure as Corey makes a run for it.
Hope takes the hand pass, kicks towards Elliott. Lynch, Tristan's there. He's got it well to Schwartz.
There's Heatley.
Spearing kick. There he is. It went through his hands. It rebounds to Hay. The give was good.
Oh, dear.
Out in front of Harding. Picked up by Harding. Through the middle. Spears it towards Street over his head. Baldwin. Oh, took his eyes off it. Young didn't. Young heads for the line. Gets a push in the back. And will take the free.
Give us his stats when you get a chance, Paul Young. He has been absolutely phenomenal. 15 possessions. But I'll tell you what, he's done probably another 5 smothers and knock-ons. And
to pick up the crumbs as Ling back on for Baldwin. Now the Cats. Oh, that was a good hand pass to Arnott. It came from Cal, Arnott, but Monkey's in the way. He's a big, imposing figure when he plays that kick behind the play. Offloads it to Matthew Young. Couple of experienced Saints combined. And here is Murray Pitts. He's got plenty of space, and his Saints fans urging him on as he runs in front of the Norm Goss stand. Pitts in towards the pocket. Heatley late. Didn't get there. Where are the Crummers? It's all Geelong. Clark to Arnott. U-turn. Kick needs to be good. Battle on centre wing. It falls for Ling or Brown. You'd back Brown. He gave it up, though.
Geelong turn it over to Plapp. Sitting there with him was Monkhorst.
Oh, look at the split on the wing.
McLaren, I think he was not calling for it. And now he may get it as Blake picks up cleanly. Spins like a Qantas jumbo. Too long. Jimmy O'Brien just got a hand on him, Phil.
Banfield, the coach, would be going berserk.
Danny O'Brien, quiet day. Street, 2 again, missing the target. As yesterday, leading forwards, kick going over their head. Monkey chops it off, Phil.
Schwartz. The big monkey, he knows his way around the back half of the football ground. I tell you, it's like being down in the ditch.
Schwartz
Easy as pie.
Inelegant mark, but effective. Kicks to Elliott, pushes his man underneath it. Foster, he's trying it, he's been great. The pace, away goes Jason Trinides from the angle. Pushes it across and out of bounds from the forward. Point the difference.
That was the bounce of the ball. That was the way he bounced that ball. When he went round the plate, he had the ball in one hand and he bounced it.
Oh, this is an important kick. It's worked to the Cats' advantage. It's going to either end. Harding now wants Paul Lynch. Pushed underneath it. Hazelwood's back there. He's been good today. He'll head for the boundary line and does. Oh, it's tight. The winner through to the preliminary final next week. The season's over for the loser. 1 point in it. The Saints couldn't lose 2 finals in a row by a point, could they? They lost to Sandy last week, or on Monday night, in front of the brave faithful who braved the cold at Waverley. Lindsay and Monkey, and important umpiring decision this. It's going to Damien Monkhurst. He's milked everything in this final quarter, and you suspect he's done a... Oh, he does well! Not paid. Lowther now for the Cats. Keeps it in. It's got to be spot on to O'Brien, and he is. Street's leading for O'Brien. That's where he goes, and Street's a chance, so he just put the big arm up. Enright to Lynch. Can he keep it in? No. Baker escorts him over the line. 20 minutes into the final quarter, and it won't be a long one. We've had just the 1 goal in this final quarter. In fact, we've had just 3 goals in the second half, all to Geelong, to St Kilda.
Monkey takes it out well. How did he get rid of that? McLaren on his backside. Lynch pushes on. Brown with him. Yeah, the second quarter went 27 minutes. The third 28 minutes 15. We're now at 20 minutes, so 1 goal. Well, I reckon we've got about 6 or 7 minutes to go, Phil.
Yes. And our big audience in Ireland, we should tell them that his name's Monkhorst, didn't we? Keep calling him Monkey. That's not his real name.
Term of affection, Phil. He squeezes out a hand pass. McLaren, he won't be big for that, I wouldn't think. He couldn't get rid of that.
The umpire wouldn't get out of the ground if he paid that one, Roscoe. Damien Monkhorst, 10 marks, 10 kicks, 10 handballs.
Bit of symmetry about it, Phil. And he's going to ruin it now because he might get another tap out. He does. To Brown. to the defensive side of the line. It was good. Blake or Hazelwood spilled it. Now he follows it up, heading for the line.
Oh, that's out on the floor. That goes to St Kilda.
Corey will take the kick. This could be cruel if he dobs it.
The St Kilda players, did they really come up?
Lynch.
Oh, well.
Tristan Lynch outside 50. It's talking about flooding, Phil. It's very congested back there. Monkey goes up. Big Street goes up. Monkhurst has it. Crash. Richter scale 4.1 as he hits the deck here at Port Melbourne. Andrew Malcolm's got it.
It did come off the St Kilda leg. How could you pay that out of? How could you do that?
That might be the power play of the day to the boundary umpire. Point in it. Ryan looking to feed it off. Try and he stole it, and he's just belted it out of there. That's just fetch and run now because it's about 40 after it. Will it go over? It just does. There is only, or there were only 4 players not inside Geelong's 50-metre arc then. Slightly on the congested side.
If there's a draw, Roscoe, we won't be back. We'll still be back next week. We won't be these sides, though.
Extra time.
And it's just been escorted over the line there by Murray Pitts, who's been
5 minutes each way, is it, Phil?
Is it 5 or 10? 5,
yeah. And we always had extra time on Monday night to point the difference. The Saints are used to the close ones. Went down by a point to Sandy on Monday night. They lead by a point at the minute. About 5 minutes to go, we'd reckon. Arnott's been great. In the way, Foster.
Well, you know, there's still plenty of time for the goal. Just in proportion to the amount of time the game's gone, though, you wouldn't expect one.
Elliott down to Schwartz, tries to slap it on. Elliott again. Brown's a left footer, that'll help. He hooks it back. Mitchell's lost the side of the ball. He makes a good contest. Free kick back to Mackay.
Go!
He won't be able to.
Oh,
sloppy hands to Hay. Mitchell chasing. Hay's got pace. Mitchell likewise. Kicks to open space. He's always turned it over. Hope's there first. In front of Ryan. Bit of a fumble from the top-up player. Did well. Heatley, then Hope. Braced himself for the tackle. He missed it. Heatley slips. Who's over the ball? Oh, desperate play.
And the Cats bang it forward. Now this might be a good chance for them. It's an open forward line. And I suspect that the Saints players will get back.
Yeah, well, Hope just struggled, Roscoe, a little bit with that pressure, I think, didn't he?
There's just been 1 goal scored. I'm not so sure how much further will go on in this final quarter. Might only be a minute or so left. Monkey.
Play on.
Corey didn't go 10. Enright.
Oh, have a look
Here
at
come
this.
the Cats. Yes, they've got it, and it's Ryan. Shane Ryan, the top-up player, must go back and have a shot that will put his team into a preliminary final.
Or else even the scores if he misses. So either way, the Cats are in the game, you would suspect.
Must score. They trail by a point. We're almost 25 minutes into it. Oh, he's missed a lot. He's missed a lot. Terrible kick. And Pitts has taken it now. He doesn't want to muck around too much. Oh, you've got to feel for young Shane Ryan. Oh! And Heatley's taken a beauty.
No, it's gone the other way. Has it? No, he changed his mind, umpire Malcolm. He pointed the other way, Roscoe, as you noticed. And Heatley then...
Well, that's a good mark, but poor old Shane Ryan, he got too close to the man on the mark and the ball wobbled off the boot and he...
Was that a mark? That's what I want to know.
No.
No, thanks, Phil. I thought I might be seeing things. Heatley gets to Elliott.
You got the glasses on today, Roscoe.
I am. Arnott, little chip all right to Tristan Lynch. Here come the Cats. Kicks long. Ling and Plapp, and back goes Monkey. Ling!
He's got it! He hasn't done a thing all day, Roscoe.
Well, a bit harsh. Bit harsh.
Well, he's been quiet.
13 and 5 and 8 marks, Phil, but 1 goal too.
Well, I reckon though Platt had the better of him.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that. Oh dear.
Gee, well, the things you say in the heat of the battle.
That's the other version of the Robert Clump TV.
Look at the Cat supporters.
1 point down. Geelong for a place in the preliminary final. 26 minutes on the clock. Only a minute or so to go, we would think. Haven't kicked a goal since half-time. Ling kicks his second. The Cats are in front by 5 points. St Kilda all the play in the second half. Still time for them to come back.
Well, they don't drop the bundle, Roscoe. Let's have a look at this. Great punch forward by Foster it was. And then Tristan Lynch. And once he puts this up high, Rob, you can sense the danger because Plapp hasn't got the height to match him. And he's
Free kick to St Kilda out of the square. Okay, the Saints have one last hurrah. Monkey just sends it long. Can they get a mark? Foster, big fly over the top. Chance for the Saints, this might be it. No, the kick dribbles. Heatley lost it, picked up by Clark. What about that? That is, you can't pay that.
Andrew Malcolm says throw it in.
You can't pay that. It's the Cats by 5 points. Clark summed it up pretty well. I know who he was kicking to. He was kicking towards the beach. Must be only under a minute or so left. Can the Cats get out of this? Yes, they will indeed. Corey. Good long kick. He gets it to Young. Must keep it in. He does just that. High kick by Young. Saints need a mark. Won't get it. They're back there in numbers. There it is. The Cats are into the preliminary final. Heartbreak for St Kilda. They've played 2 finals this year in the VFL and they've lost both by under a goal. Jubilant scenes here for Geelong, but you must feel sorry for St Kilda. I suppose it's been that sort of season for the club. But in the end, Ling is the hero. He took a beautiful mark, kept his nerve, and the young man, only a minute or so ago, has put his team into the preliminary final where they play North Ballarat in a battle of the Western District in a preliminary final.
Yes, well, he kicked the goal, Ling. I didn't think he'd had such a great game. I thought Platt had got the better of him, well and truly, even though he got a few possessions. But in the end, he had to kick the goal. He took a great mark and he sank a very important goal. Well, couldn't have been more important. The goal to put him in front of the young bloke, be pretty excited. Oh, yeah, the Saints, they tried so hard, but you just felt that... Some reckons Ling was B.O.G. But some people had reckoned that the Saints were stiff. But in fact, they just couldn't break the back of Geelong. Yeah, they got it forward enough, Rob, didn't they? And it was like, we just always felt that they just needed that other goal to follow. They needed a string of them because they did enough work, and it wasn't a beat. There's a big fella street. Oh, gee, we're being treated to a superb game of footy. We're going to have 2 great finals next week. Sandringham and Carlton, and Geelong going in against North Ballarat.
Just goes to show that you don't need a free-flowing game for it to be incredibly exciting or tense. Every possession counted in the final 10 minutes, and either side could have pinched it, and it was Geelong who did. I'll tell you what, young Ryan would have been riding that kick home of Ling because he had the chance to do the same and just mistimed it badly.
Yes, and the power play, we saw just a brilliant piece of football.
Yeah, this was earlier in the day at Hazelwood, and gets it down to Stephen Milne eventually, and look at the evasive skills of this young man. He was hot early, Phil.
Oh, yeah, well, 3 splits, and Corrigan just says, what can I do? And Milne gets a TXU power play of the day. $100. Shame if they'd won the game, they would have celebrated with that $100, but they'll have to just put on the bar and say, well, we lost. And Roscoe, you better give that award to the right person or you'll be in big trouble.
Well, I don't know, I'll be in trouble, whatever, but Simon Hart was fantastic in midfield for the Cats, and he's just been signing autographs and being congratulated. Stan Petty has some keys for you, Simon.
Congratulations, Simon. We meet again.
Yes, we
a wonderful game.
Thanks for
half a coffee board, keys to the coffee board.
Yeah. Thanks, Lou. Thanks.
Well, Simon, what a fantastic game, and goalless until that one from Cameron Ling at the very end there.
Yeah, we're sort of struggling a bit. It was a bit of an Indian arm wrestle at one stage. No one could take control, but we finally got the ball down forward, and Lingy was a fantastic mark in the end there and kicked truly, so it was great.
So what about the atmosphere? The crowd seem to be very involved and they're close to the action. It's a tight game, very physical.
Yeah, it's a great ground to play on because the grandstands are so close and you got the hill and stuff. It's really good atmosphere, and it's great.
So into the preliminary final against North Ballarat. How'd you go against them last time?
I actually didn't play that game, but we got over the line. I think we won by 5 points or something, so it was a close one as well, so hopefully we'll have another one.
Should we now reckon, Phil and Rob, if we were giving the votes for the list, and I think every Geelong game almost you've been best on ground 3 times, so fantastic. We're not giving the votes, you got to invite to the list.
No, I missed out to the list. It's a lunch too, so I missed out, so...
Never mind, there might be bigger things in store for you, Simon, so well done today and well done to the Cats. A narrow victory over St Kilda.
Thanks.
Well, what an exciting game it was. We're just sort of composing ourselves again, especially you, Phil. You were sort of roaring to your heart's content there in the final, couldn't it?
I just reckon it was a real drama. Like, there was so much sort of ebbing and flowing, and the Saints made so many efforts, but you just